All right, we are here with quarterback Fernando Mendoza for the Week 3 press conference prior to Saturday's game here at California Memorial Stadium against San Diego State. We will start with questions here from Jeff Ferrato from Cal Bears on SI. Go ahead, Jeff.
Fernando, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon?
Pretty good day. Now, so we're on the call earlier with some of your teammates, and the topic came up of apparently you getting a standing ovation when walking into a class this week. Can you confirm that that's true? Give us some details, like what was the class about, how many people were in the room, and mostly just what that felt like.
Yeah, so I'll give you the story. I'm in this class with Professor Alan Ross, who actually shouted out in ACC Media Day. Usually at 107, it's about ethics. So it's a great business course. They make you take it for the business major. You need to be ethical, and it's a big thing that the Haas Business School harps on. We go in the class. He starts talking about how the grades and how nowadays everyone's so worried about the grades, and how he used to be more excited for Saturdays and have fun on Saturdays. And he, unfortunately, I don't want to deny the rumors, but he shouted out the football team. He's like, "How about the football team on Saturday?" He started clapping, but there was no standing ovation. But me and one of my offensive linemen, Bastion Sweeney, number 76, one of my good friends, great guy. We were thrilled that we got a shout out by the professor. And it was a pretty big lecture, but I hate to say this because it was so great, but no, it was no standing ovation. But I will say that there's a lot of support from the students and the faculty, which is great, and which is the main moral of it.
But the class did applaud a little bit when he brought him up, mentioned it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
And how did that feel?
I felt great. I was the backing of the students, especially in a big lecture hall like that. It was great to be recognized by the professor. But now we got to make it a regular occurrence that we win those big games and those tight games. But shout out to Professor Ross. I mean, he's one of my favorites. So I applaud him for that. And I know Bastion and we were hyped in the back when we were hyped in class. So it was a good time. So
the standing ovation gives you something to work toward, huh?
Yeah, it's a goal. It's a goal. But hopefully we get maybe we get a whole team standing ovation, not just for one guy. But it's definitely a goal to work towards for the team.
Thanks, Fernando.
Thank you.
Next question will be Matt Moreno from Rivals.
Good afternoon, Fernando.
Good afternoon. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Coach Blesh, Coach Wilcox sounded their most definitive in terms of calling you the starter. I think we've heard all season. What's it mean to kind of just have that support from your coaching staff, and how important is it just for you mentally to know, like, hey, I don't have to look over my shoulder, like I'm going to be the starter. This is kind of the plan going forward.
That is great. That is thank you for letting me know that. That is good stuff. It's great. Yeah, I think it's a great step in any way that can help the team, whether it's whatever role I am. I believe that as a leader of the team, I obviously want to be out there and perform the way I can perform and get the amount of reps in order to develop and go through all stages of the game, because in reality, even the best players have one bad drive or a bad quarter throughout the entire season. So it's great to have that trust. And even last year, there's some drives last year, such as like UCLA last year, didn't start off very hot, but in the end got to turn around. And that was a big point in my career in which we secured the bowl game last year. So that trust it means a lot to me, especially in a quarterback competition. And I'm going to prove Coach Wilcox and Coach Blesh right. Thank you.
All right, Steve Croner from USF Chronicle.
How you doing, Mr. Mendoza?
Doing good. Good to see you, Mr. Croner.
Good to see you. First, just how are you? I know it looked like you hurt your leg a little bit on that scramble late in the fourth quarter, and you did come back in the game, so I'm assuming you're okay, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, I am. I'm all good. I was running around practicing completely fine today. Felt good. It happened to be, I don't want to get too medical, but it was more of a scare. And when I hyperextended it just ended up pinching the fat. And so it pinched the nerves. And then that's supposedly, according to the doctors, supposed to hurt for a little bit. So I was frightened, and I thought I was like, oh shoot, this sucks. But I ended up,
Did you say, oh shoot?
Yeah. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. For lack of better terms, I won't even say better. But, I'm just trying to be like you. I'm trying to be a nice, professional, classy guy. But but yeah, no, I'm all good, and I was running around perfectly fine. We have the strength staff makes us do these jumps, and I was before practice to test how our body's feeling, lower body, and I was jumping a similar height that I usually jump. So feel good, ready to rock and roll.
Just to clarify, so I take it when you talk about your knee, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm talking about my knee. My knee is all good. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. What off of, I'm assuming a day or two of video, what challenges does the San Diego State defense present to the California Golden Bear offense?
So the San Diego State defense, their DC came from Washington last year, and scheme wise, as you guys know, and I hate to say this, but Washington defense wise, they schemed us up pretty well last year. So we're just seeing a lot of tendencies with their coverages and their pressures that we saw last year, similar to Washington, a little bit more zone in the San Diego State defense. Personnel wise, I think that they have a really good defense, really scrappy. I see their defense is really scrappy. After every play, you always see them kind of get on top of the guy they tackle and either do a gesture or it looks like they're exchanging some words. So I'm looking forward to that game. San Diego State, another California school. I know our team has a ton of connections as kids on the defense have played for schools like Mater Dei, Centennial, that I've asked a ton of our DBs and just other players about their and how they play as players and their tendencies. So it's definitely going to be an exciting game. I really like their defense, and I think it's going to be a good game.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Go to Thomas Dodd from Hartford, California.
Good afternoon, Fernando. You saw the euphoria post-game. You saw how your teammates reacted, how the locker room reacted, how the coaches reacted. What did you take away from how the Cal fans that made the trip reacted out in their little corner in Jordan-Hare Stadium?
Yeah, so always good to see you, Thomas. But so when we come off the field, the corner was erupting, and the funniest thing, it was in the fourth quarter. I was hearing the Cal channel. A ton of my other teammates were hearing the "Hey ho" and Bears defense. I definitely messed that one up. But we heard numerous Cal chants, and that was that. I mean, that it gave us a burst of energy, especially at the end. It was after, I believe, I forgot. It was after a turnover, and the corner was going crazy. So it was good to see all that support. I know that some of the Auburn players didn't expect the Cal fans to come out and stuff like that, but it just shows the tenacity and how amazing all the Cal fans are to go from all the way to San Francisco, all the way to Alabama. That's a far way to travel, and it's not extremely convenient. Don't get me wrong. Auburn, Alabama, looks like an amazing city. I mean, amazing fans. I mean, it just looked amazing, like amazing food. However, convenience-wise from San Francisco, it's not too easy of a trip. So just want to, give my standing ovation to all the Cal fans that made it out there and they were able to tune in, because that meant a lot for us players to have that backing and just to have that support across the country.
And I can confirm that it's maybe not the most convenient trip in the world, but you make it happen. One more follow-up. Turning the page to San Diego State, Coach Wilcox has emphasized the 24-hour rule after a win, and in this case, a big one. How has the team adapted towards San Diego State, and how do you feel like their focus has been this week?
San Diego State, they're a great team. And yes, I'm not going to deny the fact Auburn was a great win for the program, great win for momentum early in the season. And we all recognize that. They were a good SEC team. However, the 24-hour rule that Coach Wilcox talks about is not getting lackadaisical and complacent. Coach Wilcox sent us an article in our team group chat, and it was about Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame coach, saying the reason that they lost to NIU, I believe they lost 16-14, was because the team believed in the hype. And that's something that the entire team, the captains, the leaders, the coaches are all emphasizing. Don't believe in the hype, especially as we don't want to get complacent. I mean, and also this is a huge game for us. This is a night game at home, ESPN, and San Diego State, they're really going to want to beat us, especially after I know they had a tough fight with Oregon State last week. So they're going to be ready to play, and we need to be ready to play as well. And I think our focus is on point, knowing that, hey, Auburn, it was a great win. Everyone in the program loved it. It was great for the alumni, great for the community. However, this is not going to be the pinnacle of our season. We're not going to look back on it and look, hey, the best part of our season is us beating Auburn. We want to win an ACC championship. We want to win a ton of huge road games. We want to win a ton of great home games. And we have a lot more of a stretch to go. And we know that we can use our momentum as a weapon, but it can also be a curse in a way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Cody Henderson from the League Winners.
Hey, Fernando, great game on Saturday. Can you talk about, what it means to you guys on the offensive side of the ball when you see your defense go out there and play the way that they did on Saturday?
Yeah, good to see you, Mr. Henderson. But, they play phenomenal. I know a lot of people talk about, I'll talk about our defense because they need to. I know Noel got DB of the week and ACC DB of the week, and Teddy got ACC linebacker of the week. I believe a total of 5 turnovers in total, which is insane. The turnover margin was a big emphasis in the offseason, as you heard Coach Wilcox, Coach Blash, Coach Gilbert's numerous press conferences, and we were able to have the turnover margin be 5-0. And that was huge for our game and our success. And that's something that we're going to keep on emphasizing. But when the defense sees us score quick, talking to some of the players, it energizes them and it gives them like, okay, we're in this. It's not gonna be, a standstill. And when we see the defense get a turnover, it puts us in great field position. So we're able to go out to score points. So I think that Saturday was a great example of the Cal football team coming in unison and having that synergy of offense and defense working together. And the defense played amazing. The offense definitely has more to improve, and the defense definitely played better than the offense, although we're a team and we're all like a part of the same unit. But it's still great to see both units feed off each other, encourage each other on the sideline, especially as playing away. Although we had the amazing Cal alumni and fan base in the corner right there, it was still 88,000 Auburn fans. So they always have that energy getting fulfilled, even no matter what. But to have our internal energy on the sideline with the offensive line, with the defense, with the coaches, it was really uplifting and really helped us.
Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you.
All right, Steve Croner, welcome. Last question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Fernando, I'm not going to say you guys on offense last year were a one-man team with Jaden, but Jaden clearly was your main man.
Yes.
You guys have won 2 games, particularly last week, without getting much contribution from Jaden. So 2-part question. One is, how satisfying is that you can win a game against a good team in its building without getting a huge contribution from Jaden? And then the second part is, how do you envision the offense blossoming once Jaden gets back to full health?
Yeah, that is an amazing question. And it is really satisfying to get these 2 wins. I believe there's a stat that we had either 9 or 10 people receiving the ball, having a reception. So that was a great stat, especially get a lot of people involved, a lot of receivers, a lot of the running backs, a lot of the tight ends, all of them involved in the pass game. And I know that we had a couple of explosive runs. But although Jaden was able to contribute on the field, his leadership off the field was really talked about. It was really, you could feel it. His presence, you could feel it. Although he wasn't playing, and he really, really wanted to play. Knowing him being like one of his good friends and a teammate, he really wanted to play. And that's why he won in the game and he did his thing. But like you said, last year, Jaden was the best player on offense last year, and there's no denying that fact. This guy is an NFL high round draft pick. That's plain and simple what it is. But what's even more impressive is that when he wasn't able to contribute fully, mentally, he was still there, very engaged, and leadership-wise, he was always talking to the O-line, always talking to other running backs, talking to the receivers, talking to myself. He was very engaged and really helped the offense. It might have been, in a way, kind of a gel for the offense to come together on the sideline, on the field when he was in, and in the huddles when there was a timeout or something along that line. And then, but it also feels great to kind of know that in games that Jaden, football's a team sport, and it's great to embody that team. And Coach Blesh says that we gotta, when someone's down, it's football. It's a physical sport. It's the nature of it. Someone else needs to step up, and we have a numerous amount of guys that are injured right now that are key contributors, such as that we'd love to have back. But those guys that have stepped in place, they're doing phenomenal as well. So it speaks to the depth of the offense, then also how long that we have together and our culture.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. That'll wrap us up for today.